So we've been in Kuala Lumpur for a little under 48 hours. So we wanted to just talk about our first impressions of the city, a few different things like the transportation, the prices, our accommodations, and just a few things like that.
We're pretty limited in our experience so far, but we're going to get deeper into things like transportation later on after we take the train and try out different things. That's why it's first impressions, because we haven't done everything yet, but just given how our initial thoughts on what's going on.
The first impression of the airport was I had never even heard anything about this airport before, and it is attached to a mall. There was like an H&M, there was a Forever 21, there was a Starbucks,
Uniqlo.
There was a bunch of different food courts. So the airport itself really impressed me. It was just not what I had expected, so that was really neat, first off.
Yeah, I would say the parts of the airport looked like really super new and modern. Parts of it looked a little bit older. Definitely wasn't, say, like as nice as Changi Airport probably or Incheon Airport, but it was still clean and had loads of stuff, loads of amenities. I had a very positive impression of the airport. And then when you go to leave, there's signs there that like saying, watch out for the guys who try to take you in their personal taxis. Make sure you book a Grab. And of course, as soon as we got outside of our into arrivals, there was a lot of people there trying to get you to get in their car, and you just, it wasn't high pressure. It was just like, do you need a ride? We'll get you. I have a taxi. And you just say no thanks, and you book a Grab, and I think it was like a 45 or 50-minute drive to where we're staying, and that cost us, I'll have to double check, but I think it was like $18 Canadian, which wouldn't get you 200 feet down the road in Canada in a taxi. So it's pretty reasonable price, easy to get back. You can also take a train back from the airport, but we decided to go with the Grab because we had our bags and kids and stuff, so it would have been quite a trip dragging all that along. And given the price, it just makes sense to take the Grab.
Yeah, the Grab. Dominic has been doing the Grab on his phone, but it seems fairly easy. It must be similar to Kakao Taxi.
Yeah.
In Korea, yeah.
And the nice thing is, if you're at the airport, there's signs saying, if you're getting a Grab, come down here, and when you go punch it in the Grab, it'll say your pickup is automatically at that place. Or even at the mall nearby, it's the Lalaport Mall. Same thing there. If you book a Grab from there, they'll say, here's your designated Grab pickup place, so you don't have to worry about finding the person or getting to a certain area. There's like signs pointing you where to go, so it's pretty convenient.
But yeah, so then we got the Grab in, and then we arrived at our Airbnb, and it is fabulous. There was a little bit of a hiccup. I think this is just an Airbnb thing with like, we had to wait to get keys, but even there being a problem getting in, it was solved in less than 30 minutes, and we were totally comfortable while we were waiting for like the keys to be switched over. So there was no communication issue. We're not like locked out for hours in the middle of the night or anything.
Oh, look at that swimming pool on it. I can swim in that. We're gonna swim in. Can I see the swimming pool?
Oh, it is. That's right.
Is that us?
Yeah, I think that's the one. It was great. It was very smooth, and then our Airbnb is exactly what was pictured. Even around the amenities in the hotel, it's been really easy to go around everything. Like I was saying, we went down to the pool, and I was like, because I was kind of worried, they take pictures and they kind of Photoshop them up, and it might be a little like more dingy or not the right size, but I was like, this is exactly what I expected it to be. Super pleased with the place that we're staying and the view, and this is what we wanted. We wanted to go somewhere where we can just hang out for 2 weeks, very relaxed, have a nice view, stay in a nice apartment, take the kids to the pool, and so far this is shaping up to be exactly how we planned it to go, which is great.
The gym is passable, the pool's really good, there's a kids waiting pool, there's restaurants downstairs if you don't want to go far, there's a rooftop, there's lots of stuff. So for the price, I think it's less than 100 Canadian per night. We'll have to look it up. It seems like a really great deal for a 2-bedroom apartment that's very modern and clean and all that stuff.
Yeah.
On the 24th floor.
Yeah. You can get it serviced, but it's an extra cost, so we're just tidying it ourselves. It's been very easy. It came very clean, so it hasn't been hard. The next thing is we are staying in Bukit Bintang, and we were kind of between two places, the KLCC, the city center, and Bukit Bintang. We ended up staying here because somebody had recommended this particular apartment building to us. And so we went with this, and I was talking to somebody else, and they were like, oh, that's kind of like the party area.
I don't get that vibe here at all.
Not getting that vibe. Maybe it was at one point, maybe it is at other parts of the year, but it's very family friendly so far. Like, especially the apartment building that we're in, there's a lot of families.
There's a bunch of malls around really close. There's like a little amusement park really close. There's mosques and churches and, visually appealing things to look at, so.
Monica, what are your first impressions walking around?
The temps are not as bad as I thought they'd be.
Yeah, it's the end of December. It's December 26th, and I feel good. It's like 26 to 30 degrees Celsius. Doesn't feel like oppressively hot sometimes when you go to these hot places, but it's nice.
Yeah, right there, right?
You see them? Oh yeah, you can see the Petronas Towers in the background there, which is awesome. The Twin Towers. But let me get back up here. Yeah, but I'm getting very good vibes. I feel like it has character though. It has like a nice character. Like it feels very clean. Like a lot of different stuff going on. There's just like a lot of different types of buildings and different types of food, and people seem like they're all, just different walks of life.
1/3 the price, so that's a nice vibe too. It's kind of cool.
I'm excited to go get something to eat, because even in the airport, we got like fresh squeezed juices and stuff that were quite cheap, and that's airport food, so it was pretty good. But just walking around is I like it so far. I love all the greenery, the big buildings. There's a lot of stuff being built right now too. It's like on the up.
Mr. DIY. Let's go get some supplies on there.
That's right. All right, we're gonna go try to find some food.
Overall, so far, first impression of Bukit Bintang is that it's pretty nice. Lots of restaurants. It's clean.
Yeah, I like it. Now, staying in Bukit Bintang, we're really close to the Bukit Bintang City Center Mall. I'm looking over there so I can read it off the mall. That's how close we are. But one of the first things we did, and kind of what we like to do in different places, is just go to the mall. It's air conditioned. You can kind of see what people are like, what people are wearing. You can get a good feel of a place going to the mall. And this one, I was really surprised. Last month we went to Lotte World Mall in Seoul, and I went on and on about how fancy it was. We walked into this one, and there was like, we walked into like this food street, and it was kind of like all of these different restaurants opened up, and like the ceiling opened up, you could see a building in the background, and then when you go into the mall, it's like clean and white and bright, and all these like, it's kind of open, and you can see all of like the escalators going down, and there's like, every shop or chain or luxury brand that you could want, plus all of the food courts. There's a lot of food courts here. It was really, really nice. So that was like surprising. I didn't expect it to be kind of that caliber of like fancy luxury mall.
I think it was as good as any mall we've been in terms of cleanliness, and had a wide variety of stuff. Stores I never heard of before, as well as big brands. So it was cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Food so far, we've had some Malaysian food so far. We had noodles as soon as we got to the airport that were delicious.
Yeah.
We had something last night.
We had
roti and stuff.
Yeah, local food. I think it's
different
kind of
curry type things. I don't know if that's the lemak or I don't know. We're not too educated yet on our Malaysian food. We're getting there.
we're trying new things.
Went downstairs. We ordered on Grab, and we went downstairs to a restaurant that's in the basement, or on the ground floor, I guess. Jenny just picked out a bunch of stuff off the menu. And before we tell you, how much do you think it would cost for a roti bread, a naan bread, a stuffed roti, some kind of eggs and toast, some tandoori chicken, some mixed kebab, 3 curries, and a biryani rice? Think in your head, how much does this cost? And in reality, it costs 13 Canadian dollars, which is about $9 American. So quite a value. And yeah, easy to get. It's pretty tasty. I mean, I've only had the bread and I've been dipping it so far, but so far so good. See what Jenny thinks.
The thing with the Grab is that there are so many choices. It's really difficult to choose something. And then I was like Googling, because I I love Indian food, but I have had my hand held for a very long time of like, usually there's pictures and they tell you what it is. This was just a whole bunch of stuff kind of listed, and I was like Googling. I was like, okay, what is this? I don't know what we ended up with. But it looks delicious. So
No, this is not all Indian food either. I think this is
no, this is a mix. I think
typical
there's
Malaysian food.
Indonesian food, Indian. I've seen, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's another thing is like it's a lot of mix of different things when you're looking at the different spots on Grab. But it looks good. That's a lot of food. Excited to eat it.
This will be lunch tomorrow as well.
Yeah,
Good chance.
that's right. All right, well, let's see what we like. So this spot is really famous for the tandoori chicken, according to Grab and all the reviews on it. But you can walk by and see that they're cooking all the tandoori chicken. So it's like really like smoky. See, it's all charred. Sorry. And it looks really good. Yeah, it has a lot of flavor. It's got a bit of a kick. It's kind of spicy. But like the chicken is really moist, and it's like the crust is like nice and crispy, and the flavors the whole way through it. It's really, really good. Yeah, it has a really nice spice through it. Very, very tasty. And then this is what Dominic is really enjoying. Like, we think it's like the roti. I ordered so much stuff. I think it's like the roti bread. You can pull it apart.
It's perfect.
Yeah, and it feels kind of like it's soft, but it's kind of like elasticy.
Sometimes you get naan like that depending on the restaurant you go to. Naan like varies from like doughy to like that. I'm much more preferential to that kind of bread.
It's like a really good consistency. And sometimes like rice is like overcooked and it's kind of mushy, but it's not overcooked, it's not undercooked, it's not hard. You can taste all the individual pieces of rice. It's really tasty. And they're delicious.
We've also eaten Spanish food and Japanese food since we've been here, both of which were very good as well. So there's lots of variety here, and you can get really cheap. Like we ordered a feast last night and it cost $13. And then if you want to do something like we had the Spanish food the other night, and that was more expensive. So you can do anything you want, I guess, in terms of that. But even the Spanish food felt cheap per, like, say, Canadian standards, even though the food was really good. So wide variety, lots available. You go on Grab, there's 8 billion choices you can make of stuff that could be delivered to you. We haven't done that yet, but yeah, it's pretty widely available and inexpensive and delicious.
Prices are funny. It depends on what you're getting. Like if you're getting, like fruit was fairly cheap compared to what we're paying like in Korea or in Canada. Like we get a dragon fruit for $1. I got a whole pineapple that was already kind of like cut up for me for $3.
And that was at a grocery store in a mall, which I assume is expensive. Like we're hoping to get out to some markets soon and drive that price down further and try out some durians, which we're excited about. But
Yes.
prices overall are down, except for like wine looked like it was really expensive at the
Yeah.
grocery store.
Alcohol's really expensive.
Yeah.
Not like really expensive, but like I guess cheaper or more expensive than we were experiencing in Korea, but
Yeah.
definitely more on the price of Canada. But like I guess like the necessities are more affordable of like, you know, like food, our accommodation's not very expensive. Weather.
I was very afraid of the weather here. I'd been to Singapore previously and it was brutally hot and humid, and I assumed this would be the same, and I think that normally it probably is, but so far it's been tolerable. I think the Jeju weather in August trained us for this, maybe. It's definitely more pleasant than it was in Jeju in August. That was unbearably hot. But so far here, we've had a lot of overcast days, which I think has been helping keep the temps down a bit. The humidity's been okay, and like in the evening, it's comfortable. You could easily, you know, everyone's eating outside and enjoying the nice weather. So far the weather's been great. I think it's probably good to come here. I think this is the coldest time of the year, not that it fluctuates a lot, but that's been helping us out for sure. Like you get in the pool, the water feels cold, you cool right off, you get out, you're comfortable. It's been pretty good so far.
Yeah, I definitely expected it to be more oppressive. I left my jogging pants at home. I brought my sweater because I was like, I'll just wear this on the plane, but I've been wearing it in the apartment, which is, I love wearing a sweater. Not because I'm cold, just because I like to be very comfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I like to turn it into a meat locker with the AC too, so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And we haven't even had, like the AC's not even on right now. We're just sitting here in the normal temperature, and it's really comfortable. Like, we don't feel like we gotta get in out of the AC, or like we have to jump inside of a building for a break. I know that it's probably
Yeah.
like, it's like that at some times, but at the end of December, it's really enjoyable. I think it's ranging from like 26 to 32 degrees Celsius on my phone. And yeah, like you said, going in the pool, like I got in the pool yesterday and I was cold until I had acclimated to the water again. I like to be cozy and warm. But, you know, it's nice not, you can warm up easily if you're chilly, but it's real hard to like cool down if you're too hot. I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been really nice.
I have noticed the kids are a little less adaptable, I suppose. We had them out at the playground the other day, and you know, they were starting to look pretty hot, overheated. So if you're traveling with family, something to keep an eye on. It's probably more comfortable for the adults than it is for the kids.
For sure. But they're loving the pool.
Yeah.
Nice, cool activity for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, really positive first impressions. We're, you know, we woke up, we stayed here 2 nights now. Woke up both mornings like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Another excellent day to look forward to.
Right.
What are we doing? No idea. We just know that we're having a good time.
To sum it up, yeah, our first impression, very high on KL with extremely limited experience here.
Yeah. But that's it. So we'll see you guys in the next one.